This might get weird.
Are we rolling?
We're rolling.
Well, then cheers, Grace Helbig.
Cheers, Mamrie Hart.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of This Might Get Weird.
Welcome, one and all.
It almost got weird because you walked in wearing the same shirt you saw me buy 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you buy
that shirt today?
Yeah, we went to H&M. I saw a lot of clothes I liked, and then I went back and I furiously got on my laptop and ordered them all.
I love it. It looks good.
H&M is having a great moment right now.
Really?
I apologize if they're a company that we don't like currently.
Right.
I'm not caught up on all of the places we are vetoing.
Right. I don't know if it's a DEI thing or like just fast fashion in general. However, did you see it's official?
What?
Forever 21.
Yeah.
Not standing up to its name.
Not forever.
It's officially gone. If we weren't doing a Traders live stream this weekend exclusively for Patreon, you should go check it out.
Yes, Sunday.
If we weren't doing a Traders one, I would do a funeral to Forever 21.
Oh my God. We could save it for next month. They're turning 22.
Oh yeah. Get out of here.
Wow. How sad. The end of how much longer do we have with brick and mortar stores?
Listen, some people really like to try it on.
I guess that's true.
Bodies
it's
are
his
different.
Own culture.
Mine fluctuates. So it's like I can go to H&M, for example, one day and then go back a month later and different digits, baby.
Yeah. Yeah. I will say the amount of reviews that H&M's website has does make shopping easier.
Really?
People are specific about what fits, what doesn't, their own measurements, and it is so helpful. So I don't know when I will go back to shopping in store.
Well, I had a thing happen to me.
Okay.
In a store the other day. Blew my mind.
Okay.
I went to Zara. Okay.
Yes.
I was speaking of fast fashion. I went to Zara. I went to go get a few things for South by Southwest.
Yes.
I said, I'm going to a business lady e-conference. I better wear something with a tailored shoulder.
Yeah. Absolutely. A sensible shoulder.
And I did the thing where you just put your basket up and the friggin' technology says, it comes up on the screen. It goes, are these all the things you're buying?
We've talked about,
I know we've talked about it, but it's the first time I've used it.
Yeah, isn't it crazy?
I was truly...
I was like my parents getting a cell phone for the first time.
Yes.
Level of, oh my God, this is invasive and incredible.
Here's what I wonder though.
Yeah.
And granted, you guys know how I feel about self-checkout. I feel like you should get a 10% discount.
I agree. Incentivize self-checkout, even though it does incentivize itself because it's easy to steal.
Yes. But for those of us who have moved past our shoplifting phase.
Yes. For us that are living as, true citizens in this society.
Right. It's not 2003 anymore at Abercrombie and Fitch. I don't have a full jacket up one sleeve as I walk out.
That was shopping.
That was shopping.
That was the heyday.
Because that was shopping with adrenaline. Yeah. And that was before I even knew to be like, fuck capitalism. I'm stealing.
You're like, I'm going to ruin the other 17-year-old that has to work at this shop.
Yeah. Fuck off, Fitch. But anyway, what was I saying? Oh, but I do think self-checkout should be incentivized also to try and have companies not do all self-checkout. So people can have jobs.
Yeah, exactly.
How about that?
Yeah.
However, let me tell you what, if they had the Zara technology of this is everything in your cart, right? Pay for it at a grocery store and you just supermarket sweeped right the fuck out of there.
Oh my God. That's impossible. I'm going in my head as if I know how to build apps and I'm trying to figure it out in my head going, no, that's impossible. They can't build that.
I don't know. Maybe it would be tough with produce. Yeah. But if you're not buying any fresh produce and it's just barcodes and nothing has to be weighed, why not?
I agree. Because what if you get a round potato and an apple? I'm certain it can tell the difference.
Well, most produce has a sticker on it that has the barcode.
Right.
It's more about the weight. Like you don't want to walk up and then it has to do all the weight stuff. However, if you're just going through and buying some snacky snacks and no fresh produce, there should be a different line.
I agree.
Okay.
I agree. And also, I have not been out to many clothing stores, but is Zara the only one doing that at this point?
It's the only one I've seen it. Is that Portuguese technology?
Is that where Zara is from?
I think Zara is a Portugal company. Am I wrong?
Let's ask our robot overlords.
Yeah.
Is Zara a Portugal company?
Let's see. Anyway,
Well,
it was
what did
great.
you think about the checking out process when it tells you that there's a security tag on your item and you have to take it off yourself?
Here's the thing. I enjoyed this process because I had no security tags. Because if I did have a security tag, I would have gotten real nervous.
It does put the ownership on you of like, am I going to ruin this piece of clothing right now?
I mean, back in the day when we were real thieves. Yeah. When I was the bling ring of Boonville, North Carolina, to stay preppy. I mean, I know some people who like just bought the guns that take them off.
Yeah, you could do that.
And they just go into a dressing room and take it off. Sorry, I'm giving these youngsters bad ideas. Don't be like me.
No, they all know how to steal identities now.
Oh, that's
like,
true.
They know way more. They're like,
fuck a flannel cargo pants.
Yeah,
They're stealing personalities.
Your little plastic gun. I used to be, and we've talked about this before, I used to be so under the fearful perception that those plastic things were going to explode and you get covered in ink and you be publicly shamed for your crimes.
I mean, the way they put the fear of ink into us, like I remember at public pools, they'd be like, if you pee in the pool, the like a chemical reaction will happen and basically you'll be an octopus. And
shaming us into good behavior.
They really made us scared of ink.
Just scared of embarrassing ourselves.
Well,
in like a Harriet the Spy kind of gotcha way.
Yeah, they also like, I feel like invisible ink was a big thing of my childhood. Like we really don't incorporate ink into fear culture as much.
And invisible pens, that whole community.
I mean, wow.
That's an industry that cannot survive the rise of technology. I don't see how, like kids don't even know how to write in cursive.
Yeah, let alone in invisible. I remember
this whole thing is one long granny rant.
Yeah, I mean, that's what our whole podcast is, Grace. Yeah. But I mean, I remember having, because, you know, obviously I was the type of kid that like bought pranks.
Yeah, of course.
You know, but
like the little buzzer when you shake someone's hand,
the Wrigley's, the gum, like all of that. I mean, nail through a finger.
What's that? Oh, to make it look like
make the nail through the finger. Fun. Like all the itching powder, which I think actually should be illegal.
That is, you know,
that's an actual assault.
I cleaned out one of our rooms and Elliot had itching powder like in a bag on his dresser, and I was like, "What? What's he planning to do with this?"
It's like, have you had this since you were in the Nickelodeon commercial?
Yeah, exactly. Is this how they
in
paid
your
you?
Green room? But I remember like a bottle of squirting ink that you'd be like, whoops, and you'd squirt someone and then it would just absolutely disappear.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it, I might get into the invisible ink biz.
Maybe like wholesome pranks are what we need right now.
Back.
That, I mean, it's not, it borderlines and is adjacent to magic.
Yeah.
But it's more rascally.
Another ink thing.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it, I remember one of the pranks, and it's also featured in the film Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Ooh.
Is the gum. You put in a piece of gum and it would turn your mouth like black, like ink.
I remember that from the movie. And I remember,
Who was Big Ink in the 80s?
I don't know.
Ink Incorporated.
What are they doing now?
Yeah.
How are they surviving? Are they surviving? Did they have to pivot?
Is there a huge warehouse somewhere that has all this invisible ink that they were like, man, we really thought that trend would keep going for a while.
We'll never know. Because it's invisible.
Oh, man.
Wow. You want to hear something really fun, guys, that is a little rascally, too?
Yeah, I always do.
We are officially in the tablescaping competition for the OC Fair. Our registration, our application has been accepted. And the registration is closed. They had this registration initially, and all other competition registration for the fair was deadlines May. We're in mid-March and the tablescaping's closed. We have reached max capacity and we got a spot. I'm like nervous.
I have imposter syndrome now.
I know, same. I keep telling Elliot, like, we'll get a little high and then I'll have a full monologue about why I'm coming from a place of good intentions with this. And I do not want to make anyone feel like we are infiltrating and exploiting their community.
Look, when we find a niche, we love it hard, but we also love it earnestly.
Truly. And maybe this is the community that I need right now.
I agree.
Have felt a lack of community in my life in the last few years. And I'm like, maybe this is the moment.
You know that I am built to hang out with just older women.
But I also think that they're actually really competitive too.
No, that's what I'm saying.
So I don't know that we'd ever know that we're real friends with them.
What I wonder is like, do we go in like yippity-ki-yay or do we go in like under a character? You know what I mean? Like, should we have to be taking this seriously? The last thing I want to do is it feel like we're making fun of them.
No, exactly.
We are taking this seriously.
No, we're taking it so seriously that I'm so nervous, and I do feel a little edge of competitiveness start to form, that I'm like, I don't want to embarrass ourselves.
No.
And I do think that we can be really good at this.
I think we can too. My biggest fear thus far is we're somehow disqualified.
Right. So we have to be very meticulous about reading through the rules and regulations. So far, we have submitted and been accepted into the Find Your Happy category.
Yes.
Which is very broad. It's like highlight a favorite hobby or a joyful occasion from years ago, or relive the trip of a lifetime, or dine on your... So it's all personalized. It can be as... You know what? Well, you can do whatever you want.
You know what someone suggested? I don't know if it was in a DM or something like that when we first talked about the available categories. They were like, you should do something for Find Your Happy where it's like a table of like your favorite thing. Like I Spy, where they have to like find the actual little thing that makes us happy.
Yeah.
Or like we could have like a dangling like magnifying glass that they like get in there with.
Oh my God.
I don't know.
So we have to start brainstorming. This is the first part of it.
Because it's going to catch up on us, because you and I both have shows. We both have our own tours going on. Did you see that segue? That's finding your happy. That's finding a segue.
Yeah. And we will tell you details about that shortly.
Yes. But I think we need to get ahead of it because I know us.
Yeah. Mid-July is basically the deadline of when you load in, I believe.
It's a specific day, right?
July 12th.
Okay. I'm nervous.
July 12th. From 10:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. are when we're allowed to load into the Hobbies and Handcrafts building. You're not allowed to load in, just me.
Oh, God.
And that's what Tim, our liaison friend of the podcast.
From the documentary.
Who I believe he said he's also competing this year.
Oh, my God,
But
Tim.
he's competing in a different category. I believe he's in the tropical category. So Tim... Tim, please don't change categories.
No.
So we can be friends.
Yeah.
You know, he had mentioned that they take the rules of a single person loading in so seriously that there is a like cutoff area with chairs so that people that don't read the rules and show up with more than one person, the extra people have to sit in the chairs.
Can you and I have like walkie-talkies?
Yeah, we'll get you little opera glasses that you can read like that RuPaul GIF.
Please, God. I'm so excited. And to share this journey with you all who've been around listening to our obsession. And by the way, if you're listening to this and you don't know what the fuck we're talking about, there is a documentary called Set that is about competitive tablescaping, specifically at the Orange County Fair.
Yeah. I cannot recommend it enough.
You guys, this is like we're watching a documentary about a dog show and then we told you our dog got in.
Yeah,
we've made this happen.
We're manifesting this.
I love that. I'm like, here's an example, or the world's ugliest dog.
Honestly, that was one of my ideas. Do we make the table a table for the world's ugliest dogs? Because that's a favorite memory of ours.
It is a favorite memory, but I don't know if these women would get it.
I agree, because I was like, how do I paper mache Wild Thing? Just like full on rickety sweetheart. Support for today's episode comes from Audible. You guys know that we love listening to audiobooks. For the new year, why not expand your life by listening on Audible? You can explore over 1 million audiobooks, podcasts, and exclusive Audible originals all in one easy app. You can tap into your well-being with titles that will inspire and motivate you. For instance, I recently finished Breath by James Nestor, and I am currently listening to Full Catastrophe Living by John Kabat-Zinn. Using the wisdom of your body and mind to face stress, pain, and illness, you can really see into my psyche and where I'm at currently in my life, but it is so pleasant to listen to these audiobooks. It is almost like a meditation in and of itself, which is what is being discussed in the audiobook. So it's very meta lovely for me. which is why Audible can work for you. Find insight and expert advice on health, relationships, career, finance, and so much more. You can start positive habits and reach the goals you set for yourself. So start listening today. You can sign up for a free 30-day trial at audible.com/TMGW. Let Audible. Once again, that's audible.com/TMGW for a free 30-day trial.
Y'all, listen up because I am about to tell you about a game-changing product that I use before a night out with some drinks. It is called pre-alcohol. Because let's face it, after a night with drinks, I don't bounce back the next day like I used to. Call it being 41. I don't know what it is, but I sometimes have to make a choice. I can either go out and have a great night or a great next day. And that is until I found pre-alcohol. I can wake up feeling fresh after a night of drinking. ZBiotics Pre-Alcohol Probiotic Drink is the world's first genetically engineered probiotic. It was invented by PhD scientists to tackle rough mornings after drinking. And here's how it works. When you drink, alcohol gets converted into a toxic byproduct in the gut. It's this byproduct, not dehydration, which I blamed it on for a long time, that's to blame for your rough next day. Pre-alcohol produces an enzyme to break this byproduct down, baby. So just remember to make pre-alcohol your first drink of the night. Drink responsibly, and you're going to feel your best tomorrow. Look, I am going to an omakase cocktail tiki tasting on Friday. Yes, that's an actual real thing. And I got tickets for Chip and I got nervous because that following day I have a lot to do. Well, I got my new batch of ZBiotics pre-alcohol, and I am excited to tell you that I know I'm going to be feeling just fine Saturday morning. So this March Madness, don't let anything sideline your celebrations. Grab pre-alcohol before you go out and be ready to cheer on your team all day and all night long, or before you go to a tiki omakase cocktail tasting. Go to zbiotics.com/TMGW to learn more and get 15% off your first order when you use TMGW at checkout. ZBiotics is backed with a 100% money back guarantee. So if you're unsatisfied for any reason, they'll refund your money. No questions asked. Remember to head to zbiotics.com/TMGW and use the code TMGW at checkout for 15% off. Oh my gosh, I have a granny rant.
Oh, well, here we go.
Granny rants. Granny rants. Granny rants. We got a problem with something.
Okay, this, honestly, it got sparked by the ink combo.
Okay. So this is fresh. This is authentic. This is in the moment.
You guys, today is March 18th. Yesterday was St. Patrick's Day.
Mm-hmm.
We gotta quit dying the Chicago River, right?
That seems like not. I mean, with what? How can we on one hand tell people that they have to believe that there's global warming, and with the same hand be throwing gallons of dye into a river?
Here's the thing. I looked it up. I know it's non-toxic. I know it fades, but like it's still you're still in some ways you're still normalizing the little kid watching to go, I can throw whatever I want in a river.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We gotta stop.
Also, why is St. Patrick's Day celebrated? What'd
he do? What that Patrick do?
What'd that Patrick do? And how has it become the absolute biggest drinking day of the year?
I mean, it's the biggest drinking day because it's the Irish celebration and the Irish love to, throw down.
Of course.
But let's see. Okay. Why do we celebrate St. Patrick's Day? That's a good call. The first historical record of revelry for St. Patrick's Day is back to the 7th century in Ireland.
Okay.
I don't really know.
Where's the too long didn't read? Can you summarize this? It's the only saint holiday we get. I guess Saint
Valentine's.
Nick.
Saint Valentine.
Oh. Is that, that's for a saint? Or Valentine's Day is created by Hallmark?
No.
St. Patrick's Day is created by the Irish.
No, Saint Valentine is the Roman saint. I think he had to do with the Valentine's Day. No?
And Easter. Yes. I mean, Easter, we got Jesus and Jesus.
Yeah, the first century when a day, February 14th, was designated to honor martyred priests. So
priests.
It didn't start as like romance. It started as dead priests.
Took a big turn over the years.
But anyway, I don't think we should do it anymore.
Yeah, I think it's a tough situation. I mean, I've never seen it in person, Maybe it's amazing in person, or maybe it's worse in person.
We'll see. But if you live in Chicago, first of all, there are only a couple tickets left to Grace and I show at City Winery on May 1st.
Yeah.
So if you're thinking of coming, that's the only tour date that's going to be the both of us for the book tour. Bring it on down. But also weigh in. Let us know. Would you be sad if the river wasn't green?
Yeah. Is this something that we shouldn't even be talking about because it's so beloved and we're...
Should we shut the fuck up?
Yeah, you can tell us. We'll listen. Yeah, in less than a month, if we're going to talk about tour dates, less than a month, April 10th, I will be in Phoenix doing my one-woman show. And then a month after that, May 15th, I'll be in Irvine, California. So get tickets, guys, please.
Beautiful Irvine. Irvine, probably near where our tablescaping competition is.
True. You didn't go to the fair last year. I forget that you didn't.
I've never seen it in person.
Oh God. So this is going to be.
So I'm really freaking out.
So you are. Yeah. I mean, I can see fake fan fear in that you would be a fake fan. That's not true. You've studied the resources we have. Yes. You've seen the films. And when you go to it in person, it is like amazing.
Like how many tables are there?
I mean, God, this is where I'm terrible, like guesstimating things that are numerical. I would say maybe like 50 tables were there last year.
Okay.
So they cram them in. That's why the competition gets closed so early.
So is it like 10 a category? 12?
I guess it depends, like if people enter more, because the Find Your Happy is the general theme of the whole fair itself. Like the fair has like a theme. And so I think that might be like a very, a lot of people in that category. I remember last year there was like 2 categories that the most people were in. And then the other ones like had a few people. Okay. So it's not like evenly dispersed.
I'm nervous.
It's going to be so exciting.
Speaking of, I don't have a segue. But I do have. Have you seen that there is a Cheeto shaped like the beloved Pokemon Charizard? Mm-hmm. That got auctioned for $87,840.
I like what. People can do whatever they want, I guess.
People can do whatever they want.
But it is like, where could that money have gone?
Yep. So there were 60 bids.
Wow. Who did that?
I know. On this Charizard.
I'm
saying like Jar Jar Binks shaped snack, which is 3 inches long.
Okay.
And then according to the listing, the winning bid, there were 60 bids and the winning bid was $72,000.
Oh my God.
Plus a buyer's premium.
I thought we peaked at like the Jesus toast. Yeah. I thought we had moved on from food imagery being valuable.
Well, here's the thing. I did too. There was an era.
Yes.
Where Jesus was popping up in all kinds of stuff.
And it was always a type of woman that seemed to find it.
Yeah.
That got really like changed her whole life.
I've said this on the podcast before. The waitress at a Po Folks in Conyers, Georgia, found Jesus in something, and I remember it was the talk of the town. But like, there was an era where it would be like, oh, woman wipes mouth with napkin after KFC, and it looks exactly like Jesus's shroud.
Yeah.
You know? But so now we're back. We've brought back the Cheetos.
So this is a naturally formed. This
Cheeto.
wasn't.
No, this is out of the bag. Someone went, that looks like Charizard. And then someone probably went, dude, you could probably sell that. However, this leads me to my next thought, which I wrote down here. I said, here's an idea. Oh, wait, I should say this and write a movie about it. Oh, well, fuck it. I'm just going to say it on the pod. I think you could have a fun little hoodwink heisty movie where you got a couple of losers that work at Frito-Lay.
Yeah.
And they're like, we've got to fucking figure out how to make this machine produce a Funyun that looks like Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Or, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so they kind of like engineer this phenomenon of a snack looking like.
It's a great premise.
Don't you
What
think
would
so?
be the image?
I don't know.
That's the thing you got to really figure out. Like, who's the Charizard? I imagine is so beloved to a Pokemon community that, of course, in this form, a snack, a Cheeto, no less, orange, which is, I believe, the color of
he has fire or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay, here's the deal: is we've only got a couple more years of people really loving Elvis. We could get
That is true. That is true.
that generation is dying off.
True. Yeah.
So like who, what are you going to do? Oh my God, was a Peep looks exactly like Bad Bunny, like
Which, oh my God. I had on my notes from last week. Should we get really invested in the Bad Baby and Alabama Barker feud?
Girl, I already did for a hot minute there.
Same. And by the way, I cannot say her name without in my head saying Bahad. Baby.
Listen, one night my TikTok algorithm was all that.
Same.
And I was like, plaques on plaques on plaques, like Soulja Boy's teeth.
She released another one last week.
She just beat cancer.
Who did?
Bad Barbie.
Bad Barbie?
Bad Barbie.
She, I love diss tracks.
Yeah, me too.
Because it's like, I hate you so much. I'm going to write this poem about you.
And we also had this year the world's greatest diss track ever written. So they're good. And diss tracks are great because it's just like, I'm going to just insult you that rhymes.
Yeah. I'm limited to the rhymes that I have, but so some of them might not be true, but we're going to go with it.
Why is Alabama even trying?
Yeah. If you're Travis Barker, are you like, oh no, or you just pretend?
No, I think like, who's the one? Who's
Courtney?
Courtney.
Yeah.
I think Courtney. Courtney is like encouraged. Like I think they
they love attention because they love attention in all shapes and forms. And if their kids are getting it, it's like this, succubine.
You know what it is? It's like a pyramid scheme.
Yeah.
Where they're like, where all your goal in a pyramid scheme is just to have other people sell the shit because you still get a cut of it.
Yeah.
This is a pyramid scheme of families.
Yes. I was thinking we just watched the follow-up movie to The Shining, and there's like some adults that like eat children. Oh. And that's how they live forever. And I feel like that's the metaphor in my head I was going for.
Totally. But no, I love it. I'm kind of invested in it.
I haven't listened. So has Alabama Barker, because she talks like she's Southern.
Does she?
A lot of people were like, why does she talk like that? We know who her parents are.
Her parents are. And also before this image flip.
Yeah.
Where she's kind of blackfishing.
Yeah.
She was putting out like Disney type of music. Like she was a little blonde girl being like, and I like the boy. You know what I mean? Like she was like trying to be a teeny bopper. It's so crazy. I'm team Bad Barbie.
Yeah.
I also think, and I could be wrong, that Bad Barbie like made more than anyone else
on OnlyFans.
On OnlyFans.
Yeah.
This
life from Dr. Phil meme to multi-million-dollar mogul. I mean, that is the memification of our generation.
I love it.
Truly. It is absolutely insane. We got here from talking about like a Peep that we could figure out who should it be shaped like.
Okay, we're saying in this day and age, if a Cheeto that looks like a Pokemon can get sold for $87,000,
what's the equivalent?
Or like, what would be the one that like truly breaks the record? Like, who is popular enough right now?
Yeah, but you're right though, because it's like, if it has to be someone that appeals to like boomers, because boomers, they're on their way out, so they're like, what the fuck else am I going to do with my money?
Yeah,
I'm going to spend $200,000 on this English muffin that looks like Madonna.
I mean, I do think a lot of people like
Barack Obama,
Princess Diana.
I was going to say a royal.
Yeah,
one of the Princess Diana.
If you had like a piece of beef jerky that,
my God, $500,000. My mom would spend it out of pocket.
My mom would bid. They'd be like, "You did not reach the minimum."
And then my mom would relive her death in real time and go through the grieving process she went through again.
He'd be like, "You just pull out a thing of, stuck together Fruity Pebbles," and you're like, "That looks exactly like the Queen."
Oh my God. Put it on eBay.
I love it. But I was looking up Cheetos. Can I tell you some fun flavors they sold abroad? I looked up the history of Cheetos, obviously.
That these don't exist here and now, but these were at some point sold abroad.
Right. I mean, because Cheetos, they were, created in, I believe, Dallas, Texas. They were crunchy at first, and then we got the puffy ones. Which do you prefer?
I love the crunchy.
Okay.
Those are like a great high snack, but they, all within moderation because they are sneaky.
So Frito-Lay conducted extensive testing before settling on flavors for their Chinese market. Okay. And those flavors were ranch dressing, which feels very American.
Yeah, that does.
North Sea crab.
Okay.
Smoked octopus. Oh. And caramel.
Caramel.
They had savory American cream and zesty Japanese steak.
Whoa.
Okay. And then they also in 2000
savory American cream is one flavor.
Girl, it's my dating bio. Yes, it doesn't make any sense. And then because they did a bunch of focus testing in 2008 in Japan, they came out with strawberry Cheetos, which was a plain corn Cheeto coated in strawberry icing.
Okay. That actually sounds great.
They did a Mountain Dew flavored one in 2014.
Wow.
And in India, that fact is boring. But in 2015, they released here in America a cinnamon sugar one called Sweetos.
In 2015?
15.
I missed it. Bring them back. I would try that in a heartbeat.
It was the first snack that Cheetos released in the United States in the brand in 67-year history.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Sweetos. Could do with a better name.
Really? I thought it was
I
sweet.
guess it's simple. Yeah. What is a Cheeto exactly?
It's a corn snack. It's a puffed corn snack.
It's a puffed corn snack. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm learning so much.
I should have saved this for our live podcast where we will also be talking about food.
We're going to be doing a food countdown and I'm really excited to actually write it.
Yeah.
And put a lot of work into making it as full and informal and informative as possible.
Totally.
Did you know that when your metabolism is working properly, you will feel the benefits of it in literally every aspect of your life? There is a valuable tool that will give you insights into creating a healthy metabolism just for you. It's called Lumen. Lumen, in this context, is the world's first handheld metabolic coach. It's a device that measures your metabolism through your breath. It's very cute. You breathe into it, and then on the app, it lets you know if you are burning fat or carbs and gives you tailored guidance to improve your nutrition, your workouts, your sleep, and even your stress management. All you gotta do is breathe into the little Lumen device first thing in the morning, and you'll know what's going on with your metabolism. And then they'll give you a personalized nutrition plan for that day based on your measurements. It takes all of the thinking out of it. It gets your data, it analyzes your data, and then it gives you back a plan. How amazing is that? You can also breathe into it before and after workouts and meals, so you know what's going on with your body in real time. And then Lumen will give you tips to keep you on top of your health game. Because your metabolism is at the center of everything your body does. Optimum metabolic health translates to a ton of benefits, including easier weight management, improved energy levels, better fitness results, better sleep. Like I said, it touches everything. You can also track your cycle as well as the onset of menopause. Relevant to my current interests, and it adjusts its recommendations to keep your metabolism healthy through your hormonal shifts so you can keep up your energy and stave off cravings. Win, 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 win. Take the next step to improving your health. Go to lumen.me/TMGW to get 20% off your Lumen. That's LUMEN.me/TMGW for 20% off your purchase. Thank you, Lumen, for sponsoring this episode. I saw this TikTok the other day and it cracked me up, and I meant to Google it, but I haven't. But I was wondering if you know this. Where are snails when it's not raining?
I did see that. I used to say the same thing about people who sell umbrellas in New York. One drop of rain, they'd appear.
They come out of nowhere.
I said, where the fuck have you been?
Where have the umbrellas been?
Well, you had a whole table of umbrellas. Snails, don't snails go, because are we talking snails or slugs? Because I feel like slugs are the big, here comes the rain again, culprits.
What's the difference?
Snails have a shell.
Maybe insensitive.
Snails have a shell.
Slugs don't have a
are
shell?
raw dogging life.
Wait, slugs don't have a shell?
No.
Okay.
They're just like fucking booger.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Wow. That is like a Mandela effect. Just in my brain, I had pictured a snail every time you said slug.
No,
snails with the shells. I think because you're bringing your whole home with you.
Yeah.
Where have you been living with that house?
I feel like, do snails burrow?
Well, according to the Google, they hide under
This
rocks.
was a critter corner, by the way, but we'll get past it. We'll get past it.
They hide under the rocks and soil and beneath plants because they're vulnerable to dehydration and need moisture to survive. Oh, so when it rains, they're just like, fucking yes, I can go outside.
Well, here's the deal. A couple years ago, I did a series of Tiny Mouth talking about nature. And I learned a lot about snails.
Wow. That's the educational resource of our generation.
I mean,
Tiny Mouth
just
teaches.
Tiny Mouth teaches snails. Because I think there's some like real crazy snail facts.
I bet.
There's my crunchy Cheeto CRs.
They are crazy critters when you think about them.
First of all, they're hermaphrodites.
Whoa.
Uh-huh.
Good for them.
They have teeth.
Nice.
They can hibernate like up to years. Like they can go to sleep for years. Because I think I had Tiny Mouth being like, hello, wake up. You know, like trying to get away. They're deaf, but they can sense vibrations.
Okay.
They're edible. We knew that.
Yeah. Yeah. I forget about that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Do you eat escargot?
I would in like a situation where it's very special.
So like because
I've
you're
had it
in
before.
Paris.
I've had it before at like a dinner where someone was like, let's get snails for the table or something. And you're like, when you have a person with a lot of money sits down and says, let's get snails for the table, then you're like, I guess I'll eat one.
Yeah.
Then. But it's not like I don't look forward to it. The texture.
You get through it.
Which is weird though, because I do like oysters. So you would think I wouldn't mind snails.
Yeah, especially because they're actually cooked and in like butter and herbs.
Right. Maybe I just haven't had one in a really long time, so I don't remember.
Maybe the idea of it is disgusting in general.
Yeah, it's not very popular, is it?
Well,
Here.
I mean, people love it in France. Obviously, they do it on Survivor.
Yeah,
I feel like there's been some seasons where they're like, I'm just eating fucking snails for protein.
Yeah.
However, slugs, no, I'm not a big fan.
No, not a big fan of slugs. Not a big fan of slimy things. You've heard it here first. Okay, this story I saw last week.
Okay. Oh my God, a slug has 2,000 to 8,000 teeth. Okay, keep going.
See, no redeeming qualities. They're a gastropod mollusk.
Okay.
Wow.
All
okay.
right. We'll move on. You guys, let's be real. I could talk about slugs for the next 2 hours.
Truly. So the other week, I saw this headline that a London comedy club bans audience members with frozen faces from Botox.
Whoa.
So there was the owner of the top secret comedy club said the business had two venues that were deciding to not allow patrons with Botox injections to be in the audience for comedy shows. Quote, I've had numerous complaints from performers who find it increasingly challenging to gauge audience engagement and bounce off their reactions.
That's so true.
Yeah, he said the audience members will be submitted to an expression check at the front door to ensure their faces are able to move before being admitted.
That is wild.
I don't know if this is a full gimmick and
right,
this,
because like the secret comedy club, is this even real?
Right, that like they need anyone to come, so they're like putting this out there. Who knows? But also, like I don't know the facts on this. The regulations on cosmetic like injections in the UK are way less.
We've talked about this because their Love Islands look especially deranged.
Yes, and even like I'm watching season 3 of Traders UK, which is available now on Peacock, and that is the best franchise of them all is Traders UK. And yeah, a lot of the young women's faces just look like look like there's a bunch of stuff in there.
A lot of stuff in there.
And so, so maybe it is a much bigger issue over there. And so they're like, y'all can't come in here. But I don't know that a comedian I'm never looking at a face in the audience.
Oh,
Rarely.
I am.
I don't really make eye contact because I'll get totally sidetracked into my own monologue about like what this person is thinking.
Are you looking out into like a sea
soft focus?
Like you don't see the faces?
Occasionally I'll like dip in and out, but I'm usually like I'm looking out, but my eyes are like in my head remembering what I need to say next.
Of course, you have to like be in your body and can't. But you know me, I like to look out and win some and be like, oh, look who got dragged here. You know what I mean? Like, so I appreciate the smile back and the encouragement and whatnot.
But you ultimately want laughter. You want
You
the
want-
noise quality.
Yeah, I don't want just people smiling at me. And that's happened.
That's psychotic.
Well, I feel like that would happen back in the day with no filter shows.
Yeah.
And we would talk about this because we would let people film, and then it would go on Tumblr and it would be around. So then people would come see our shows by the end of tour, and we were like, you already watched this. No joke is a surprise.
Yeah.
Nothing is hitting for the first time. And now we're just looking at a sea of smiles.
Yeah.
Like we're in the fucking promo for that horror movie.
Yeah, exactly. So now this place is potentially banning people that have Botox. And I guess if you have an entire front row of people that look emotionless and look like Kardashians, like very sexy looking, but not very encouraging.
Yeah, sexy stones.
Yeah, that I can imagine that will cause an issue after a while.
I also think, what are the studies? This is deep.
Yeah.
This is fucked up.
You know, I love that shit.
Have there been studies now of the effects of Botox on mothers for babies learning expressions?
Whoa, very interesting thesis. I'd be curious to know, because you would imagine that it would have some effect.
Right. Because like it affects your smile. Like if a baby is mimicking you,
Of
but
course,
like
that's
eyebrows
how-
never raise.
Right.
And like, you know, are like they changing what they think smiles and frowns and things look like because their parent's face isn't moving.
I mean, it's true. I mean, look, this is going to be
Are
so
we just
shady.
raising a bunch of
This is so
sociopaths?
shady. I
Okay,
was going
do
to
it.
say, have you seen Meredith Marks and her children?
That's true. Oh my God, shots fired.
No, they all have a similar cadence. They all have a
Yes.
similar tone, a similar neutral
Monotone.
resting situation. Yeah, I wonder. We'll
Isn't that
see.
messed up?
It is, I guess, a little messed up.
Oh wow.
But we're all, I mean, we're doomed as a society in so many ways.
Okay, let's plug stuff, and then I'm going to tell you one more tiny messed up thing, and then we're going to get the hell out of here because your parents are visiting,
They are.
and you got to go see them.
Thank you for reminding me. Oh, the other tablescape idea that I had
Okay.
was, do we just recreate the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills table from the Amsterdam
Oh
scene?
wow, wow. Yeah, see, I don't know how niche people are going.
No, I know. We can't do, that's way too niche.
Obviously,
but
we would be a crowd favorite, but I don't know if those there's the 2 female judges, and I feel like if we do something that they absolutely don't understand,
right. Like,
low
like
marks.
last year, the table that had the like whatever the red theme was, and then did it as like a serial killer table. I fucking loved it, but it didn't score as highly
we
as
all
I
know
think it should.
who that lady was, and if you've
Her
seen the
family.
documentary, you know it too. Okay. Once again, I'm asking you to pre-order my cookbook.
Yes.
I'm not even going to pussyfoot around it. I'm not even going to make light of it. I need you to pre-order the cookbook because it's amazing.
It is.
You're going to love it. And because pre-orders mean so much to the publisher and to me to be able to do stuff and like get press and also not have a panic attack every morning when I wake up. So if you're thinking of buying the book, just go for it.
Yeah.
Get it. Get it from your local indie. Get it from the Amazon. I don't even give a fuck. But you're going to love this cookbook.
Yeah, it's that was excellent. Cut that and put it up for an ad on Facebook. The quality of the tangible book itself is so gorgeous that even if you gifted this to someone that doesn't know Mamrie, it's just like a beautiful piece.
Thank you. I know that's what the PR people, the publisher was like. They were like, I don't think people understand that your cookbook looks like a collector's item.
Yeah, I showed it to Tim and he was like freaking out.
Yay,
Yeah.
I love it. Oh, and then one other thing. This is so funny. I was like, I'm doing, I'm coming to different cities. So check it out. All I think about is food.com. And I was like, who is someone fun in Kansas City that could like come moderate?
yeah.
You guys, Caleb Huron is not moderating.
I saw a lot of those comments.
I think he's so fun. Guys,
He's the best, but he's on a different echelon than us.
He's selling out, big comedy things. I love you for it. And I know he's in Kansas City, but I got hundreds of messages where I'm like, guys, he's not going to come moderate a bookstore event for 200 people.
But him as a peep that someone finds by accident would make millions.
Millions.
Trillion.
So true, as they say.
Also, come to see me in Phoenix next month, April 10th, and then come to Irvine May 15th. And then next week, I'm going to be announcing shows in St. Louis and Atlanta. So if you live in and around there, eyes on my Instagram for
Eyes on
announcements.
Insta. We're just really excited about all the things. So we hope you guys come and buy and participate and stick along for the ride. And then one final thought. slug shit out of their heads.
Okay, I'm back in.
Yep,
I think they're great.
This got weird.